Hello, boys and girls. My name is Helium Lemon. Welcome back to my wild and wonderful world of video games. Today is April 7th, and we're playing Donkey Kong Country. Hey, yeah, because this game is awesome, and yeah, we're getting really close to the end of this game. Here we are in Creme Croc Industries, although it's kind of difficult to remember the names of all the worlds in this game. I don't know, for me anyway. But it's also kind of hard to tell this level and the this world and the last world, because a world contains levels, and a level is like a level like this. Anyway, it's kind of hard to tell the last two worlds apart, but this is still Creme Croc Industries, which I believe is the penultimate world, and this level is Elevator Antics, although we won't see any elevators until we hit the checkpoint, so I find that really funny. Also, this was... in the last level, I was like, oh, elevator antics. Oh, golly, goodness me. I was like, oh, yes, I remember that level. Well, actually, when I thought I remembered the elevator antics level, by the way, this is weird right here. Anyway, I just didn't know what I was doing. This is all post-commentary, by the way. That was pretty cool. Yeah, I was thinking of the level where you have like a platform and then you have to keep like fueling it, and I don't know, that's not called Trick Track Trek, is it? I don't think so. No, because Trick Track Trek was it's just called, the level is called something about fuel. I don't know, it's weird. Anyway, here's the first secret of this level. We happen to find it just by jumping around and exploring the different ropes, so that's cool. Was it the ultimate rope-a-dope though? So I don't know. Isn't that like Muhammad Ali, the ultimate rope-a-dope? I like how you can't see our lives counter because it's hidden by the cave texture. But yeah, 7 lives. It's like that one level in Grand Poo World 2, who was probably inspired by something like this. So in that level, like the walls and the snow, or no, the walls cover up the snow, and it also covers up the timer and like, I guess the lives count. Well, the lives counter isn't even being displayed right now, and it's not displayed all the time in a Mario game. I don't know. I don't remember. So after this point, I start saving a lot because I didn't want to get a lot of game overs, but I got like 3 game overs. So anyway, I'll be honest about it. I'm not that great at this game, but like sometimes I can like start being like pretty good. So like I'm pretty good. I got the swag with the Donkey Kong and the no. I've been in a lot of caves that are kind of like this. Well, when I say a lot, I think of Luray Caverns in Virginia, and I think that's it. I don't remember if I've actually been in any other caves that are kind of like that. Yeah. When my family and I travel to different states, I always collect a lot of brochures. So I have a surprising number of brochures for caves. So there's like the caves in Missouri where it's like the Mark Twain caves, and then there are the caves in like, there's like Penn's Cave in Pennsylvania, and I don't remember what else, but there's just like a lot of caves out there. There's also like national parks like Wind Cave in South Dakota, Mammoth Cave in Kentucky, Carlsbad Caverns in New Mexico. Anyway, Luray Caverns is unique because it has a stalactite pipe organ, which it shouldn't really be called a pipe organ because it's a percussion instrument, and you can't hear it because you can't like hear a tune because if you stand in one place, because like the stalactites are all over the place, and I'm pretty sure the stalactites aren't even in tune anymore anyway. So anyway, you can see whether it's a pit or not basically by the way the camera scrolls. So I just rode these elevators to the bottom to see if there was anything fun or useful or entertaining, and there was none. So there was none. I don't know. I beat the messenger. That was fun. That game is incredible. I highly recommend that game. And here we are back in Oil Drum Alley, and I actually found the first secret. I didn't find all the secrets. I will come back to this level and find the rest of the secrets, which was only one more, and it's kind of a secret within a secret, which is kind of giving it away, but like, if you say secret within a secret, like, people will know what you're talking about because there's only really one inside this game, and it's that one, and it's pretty notable, I guess. So yeah, Messenger is so good, and I kept talking about it as like, oh, it's this great game if you love Shovel Knight, because that's another like just great retro game that makes you feel good, and it's not too terribly brutally difficult, but it's still a really just good challenging game. But like, you can still beat it if you're like me and you suck at NES games like the original Mega Man and whatever. But the Messenger is basically a lot quirkier, and it has a much more clever twist to it, and it has a lot of like dialogue and different things that are just much more involved. The plot's more involved. It's got so much funny dialogue. Funny dialogue. Wow. Like, people on YouTube were confused, like, because they were like, oh, I thought this was a serious game. But anyway, it's just such a good game. I cannot recommend it enough. So, that might be my next LP. Stay tuned. I don't know. But no, I have to finish Majora's Mask and Donkey Kong Country and Desolate Hope and finish Endless Ocean. That was a good quick death right there. So, yep, this level is Poison Pond, and that's kind of sad if you think about it. Here's a shark. I love marine life. I love watching the Nature Channel. I'm missing Endless Ocean right now, because Endless Ocean would be a great escape from quarantine right now. Oh, there's a shark that surprised me. So yeah, I think I was just watching. There was something on not on the Nature Channel. It was on the show Nature, and it was about Cuba and sharks. There was also a really cool. I think it was Bermuda, but I'm not sure, because I think it might have been in the Pacific Ocean someplace. But it just had all these coral reefs, and they showed a guy like climbing a tree and chucking coconuts, or I don't know if you would call it shucking coconuts. I don't know what I'm saying. Today is April 7th, and I really don't feel like doing anything school related. I really just feel like watching movies, which is kind of silly because it's a Tuesday, but I'm trying to push myself to keep myself busy and work on music and stuff. It doesn't always go well, but you gotta give yourself breathing space. You gotta be human. I was also reading this really interesting New York Times article about this like mother who's also I like how mother comes first, but who's also like a history professor at, I forget what college. I was gonna say Oxford, but then I forgot. It would make sense because I'm reading a lot of things that are about Oxford recently, but no, that might just be a coincidence. But like she's been dealing with cancer, and she has a 6-year-old son or whatever, and you know, she's had cancer for 5 years, and every morning she has to wake up and face her mortality, sort of. So she's like, well, you know, facing your mortality is human. So it shouldn't be like, oh, you know, that's depressing. You know, you shouldn't face your mortality. And like, she's just complaining that like pop culture is so concerned with its own invincibility in a way that's not healthy or like spiritually correct or spiritually healthy. And she's just like, you know, facing your own mortality and just kind of being okay with it is another just good reminder that God loves us, basically. I don't know if I just got way too deep for this video. I'm probably not even doing it justice by just mentioning it in conversation. Speaking of the Desolate Hope, I should probably mention this in a Desolate Hope video and not this one, but there's this guy named DJ Sturf who plays a bunch of Scott Cawthon videos, and he's like a Let's Player and also an ordained minister, which I just think is amazing. It makes sense that he would love Scott Cawthon games, because Scott Cawthon is a Christian. He's also like an Android developer, like an app developer, so I guess that makes sense why he would be into video games and he would be a Let's Player. I don't know. I always just think it's cool when people are Let's Players and then I find out about their real life. And being an ordained minister and a Let's Player is a really funny combination to me. I don't know, but there's people like Juzzcook, who's a Let's Player and also, or I guess you should call him a streamer, and who's also, I don't know if he still is, but he was like, he had a metal band in Australia. Yeah, so anyway. Yeah, we found On Guard in this level, and playing this level was just like a lot of swimming around carefully, like trying to avoid like running into a spiky wheel and not being prepared for it, so it's just trying to predict like what the patterns are going to be. So here I could see enough of it that off screen that I could figure out what the pattern was sort of going to be. But yeah, just kind of playing this level for the first time in a while and trying not to be caught off guard and trying not to die a lot, because I want this to be a Let's Play and not just to constantly me dying and editing out my deaths and getting game overs all the time, because like I said, game overs do matter in this game. But anyway. Yeah. Ong. I like just like saying it randomly whenever I get like partial, like I don't get Kong, I just get a few letters. Anyway, it's not funny when I explain it. So here's Cranky. It's hard to find peace and quiet anymore with you around. I could get through DK Country with only one life, easy. It's a weird DK Country, but they don't have space for the text. I'm talking about when games were games. On Atari, 3 lives and 3 continues, that's all we had. I love games being self-referential and making fun of themselves for being too hard. Like The Messenger does that. Well, The Messenger is good because it improves it. Bet you thought this was 64-bit, eh, boy? Yes, these graphics were pretty revolutionary for the time, if I didn't mention that already. The Crafty Croctopus Corners is Crockett Collectibles and Coral Capers. Coral Capers is all the way back in World War One. World War One? World One. That was a funny Freudian slip. Cranky Kong probably lived through World War One. Anyway, see you in the next episode. Goodbye.